Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Learner Podcast. I'm Anna, and before we start, we just want to say thank you for listening. And if you want to keep improving your English with real conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.
Yes, please subscribe and stay with us because today's topic is something almost every English learner struggles with at some point, and that is how to improve your listening in English in a real, natural way.
Exactly. And so many learners tell me, I understand English when I read, but when people speak, everything sounds too fast. And that can feel really discouraging.
I hear that all the time too, and I always say listening is a skill your ears need to train, just like muscles. It doesn't happen overnight.
And one important thing learners forget is that listening doesn't mean understanding every word, it means understanding the message.
Yes, even native speakers miss words all the time, especially in noisy places or when someone speaks quickly or casually.
That's why one simple activity I always recommend is listening while doing something calm, like walking, washing dishes, organizing your desk, or sitting with a cup of coffee.
I do that a lot, and when I'm relaxed, I notice I understand more because I'm not forcing my brain to work too hard.
Exactly. Stress blocks listening, so the more relaxed you are, the better your ears work.
Another thing I like to do is listen without stopping. Even if I don't understand everything, I just let the sound flow.
That's such a good habit because many learners pause, translate in their head, then rewind again and again, and they lose the natural rhythm of English.
Right. Instead of translating, I just ask myself simple questions like, what is the topic? Or is this person happy, serious, or joking?
And that's already real listening because in real life, we don't understand every word. We understand feelings, ideas, and intentions.
Another activity I really enjoy is listening to the same short audio more than once, but each time with a different goal.
Yes, like the first time, just listening for the general idea, not worrying about details at all.
Then the second time, maybe listening for key words you recognize, even if you don't understand the whole sentence.
And the third time, you can notice pronunciation, like how words connect, disappear, or sound different from how they look on paper.
That part surprised me when I was learning another language because I realized people don't speak like textbooks.
Exactly. They shorten words, connect sounds, and sometimes drop parts completely.
Another great activity is choosing content you actually enjoy, like videos, podcasts, or shows about topics you already like.
Yes, because if you're interested, you'll naturally want to keep listening, even when it's difficult.
I also like repeating short phrases out loud after listening, not to be perfect, but to feel the rhythm and sound.
That's a great way to connect listening and speaking together.
And sometimes I listen with subtitles first, then listen again without them, just to see how much I can catch.
That's a very smart approach because subtitles can support you, but you shouldn't depend on them forever.
And another thing learners forget is accents. English sounds different depending on who is speaking.
Yes, listening to different accents is actually helpful, even if it feels confusing at first.
I like to think of it as training my ears to be flexible.
And even listening to short clips every day, just 5 or 10 minutes is much better than listening for 1 hour once a week. Consistency really matters with listening. And most importantly, be kind to yourself because listening improves slowly, but one day you suddenly realize you understand more than before.
That moment feels amazing when English starts to sound like meaning instead of noise.
And that's when learners usually feel more confident and motivated to keep going. Something else that really helps with listening is changing how you listen, because many learners only listen for words instead of listening for meaning.
Yes, and that's a big shift because when you stop chasing every word, your brain relaxes and suddenly things start making more sense.
I often tell students to imagine they're listening to a story, not a lesson, and just let the story carry them.
I do that too, especially with podcasts. I treat it like background sound at first, and later I notice I understand more than I expected.
Another great activity is shadow listening, where you listen and quietly repeat what you hear, even if you're not perfect.
That one feels strange at first, but it really helps you catch rhythm, stress, and intonation.
Yes, and you don't need to repeat full sentences. Even copying 1 or 2 words is enough.
I also like listening to short conversations and guessing what will happen next because it keeps your brain active.
That's such a good habit, because in real conversations, we're always predicting what people will say.
Another simple activity is listening while reading the script or transcript at the same time.
Yes, because your eyes help your ears connect sounds to words.
Then later, you listen again without reading and see how much more you understand.
I also think it's important to listen to real English, not only slow learning English.
Definitely, because real English has pauses, mistakes, laughs, and unfinished sentences.
And those things confuse learners at first, but they're part of natural speech.
I sometimes tell learners to listen to English conversations while commuting, like on the bus or train.
Yes, even if you only understand parts of it, your brain is still learning the sound.
Another helpful activity is listening and writing down just a few key words, not full sentences.
That takes away the pressure and helps you focus on meaning instead of perfection.
I also like changing the playback speed, starting slower, then slowly going back to normal speed.
That can be very useful, as long as you don't stay on slow speed forever.
And listening to the same speaker often helps too, because you get used to their voice and style.
Yes, once your ears know a voice, understanding becomes easier.
Another habit I recommend is listening every day, even on busy days, just for a few minutes.
Small daily listening is much better than long listening once in a while.
And I always remind learners that confusion is part of progress.
Exactly. Feeling confused means your brain is learning something new.
And slowly, English stops sounding like noise and starts sounding like ideas.
And that's when listening becomes less stressful and more enjoyable. Another thing that really makes a difference is listening in short bursts throughout the day, like 5 minutes while cooking or 10 minutes while walking, because your brain stays active.
Yes, and mixing different types of listening helps too, like podcasts, songs, videos, news, or even short movie clips.
And I always tell learners to focus on the feeling and tone, not just the words. Is the speaker happy, surprised, serious, or joking? That helps understanding.
Absolutely, because real conversations carry meaning in tone, not only words.
Another fun activity is listening with subtitles first, then listening again without them, and finally trying to repeat what you heard silently in your head.
That's a great way to connect your ears, eyes, and brain.
Or listening to music in English, following lyrics and trying to sing along. It's relaxing, fun, and helps you notice word endings and rhythm.
Yes, and sometimes I just hum along to catch the melody and natural flow of sentences.
Another tip is listening to people with different accents, even if it's hard at first, because it trains your ears to understand real-world English.
That's true. I used to struggle with British accents, Australian accents, even Irish, but listening regularly helped a lot.
Or listening and then summarizing what you understood in your own words, either out loud or in writing. It's a great way to check your comprehension.
And I like repeating short phrases or sentences after the speaker, not worrying about mistakes, just copying the rhythm and pronunciation.
Another activity is pausing and predicting what comes next, like guessing the next word or idea. It keeps your brain engaged.
Or listening to stories and trying to visualize what's happening, like imagining the scene, people, or actions. It makes listening more interesting.
Or listening while drawing or doodling, letting your hands move while your ears focus. It keeps your brain relaxed and attentive.
And sometimes listening to short clips multiple times in a row helps, because each time you notice something new, a word, an expression, or a connection.
Another tip is listening to dialogues between two people instead of long monologues. It's closer to real conversations and teaches natural turn-taking.
Yes, and reacting to what you hear, even mentally, like thinking, oh, that's funny, or I agree, trains your brain to follow naturally.
Listening with a friend is also great. You can discuss what you heard, repeat parts, or quiz each other. It makes listening interactive.
And even small daily habits like listening to the weather forecast, a short news clip, or announcements add up over time.
Exactly. It's consistency and variety together that really improve listening. And another thing that really helps is listening in real-life situations, like announcements at the train station, short conversations in cafes, or even online videos about things you enjoy, because your brain starts to notice patterns naturally.
Yes, those small, everyday moments are perfect practice because they're real, fast, and unpredictable, just like real English, and your brain adapts without even realizing it.
Or listening while following along with captions or transcripts at first, then trying again without them, and later trying to summarize what you understood. That repetition helps your brain connect sounds to meaning.
And I also like to pause and repeat tricky sentences, not to be perfect, but to notice pronunciation, stress, and rhythm, and slowly it becomes easier to catch words naturally.
Or listening while doing an activity you enjoy, like walking, cooking, drawing, or even cleaning, because it makes listening feel natural and fun instead of stressful.
And don't forget songs, listening to music in English, singing along, noticing how words connect, where the rhythm goes. It's relaxing, fun, and surprisingly effective.
Another great habit is listening to short conversations between two people, like dialogues and podcasts, TV shows, or online videos, because it teaches natural pauses, turn-taking, intonation, and expressions you don't find in textbooks.
Or listening with a friend and discussing what you heard, repeating sentences or quizzing each other. It's interactive, it's fun, and it really reinforces memory.
Or listening for feelings and tone, not just words. Is the speaker happy, worried, joking, or serious? Understanding the tone gives you a lot of context.
And gradually, as your ears get used to different accents, speeds, and styles, listening becomes less stressful, more enjoyable, and you start catching more details naturally.
Another tip is listening actively in short bursts during the day, like 5 minutes on the bus, 10 minutes while cooking, or 15 minutes before bed. Small habits add up really fast.
Yes, and mixing different types of listening helps too, like podcasts, songs, short news clips, interviews, or mini stories. It keeps your brain engaged and improves understanding.
Or shadow listening, where you quietly repeat words or sentences after the speaker. Even if you're not perfect, just copying the rhythm and intonation, it's a powerful exercise.
And listening to different accents is essential, even if it's hard at first, because English is spoken in so many ways, and the more you expose yourself, the easier it becomes.
Another activity is listening and visualizing what's happening, like imagining the scene, the people, and their actions. It helps you remember and understand better.
Or listening and writing down just key words or phrases, not the full sentence, which trains you to focus on meaning instead of every word.
Or listening to real conversations with friends, family, or colleagues, noticing expressions, body language, and pauses. It's listening in context, just like real life.
Even small habits like listening to weather reports, announcements, or short English clips every day add up and make a big difference over time.
And sometimes I tell learners to notice repeated patterns, like common phrases, connectors, and expressions. It helps anticipate what comes next and makes listening easier.
Another tip is to take a few minutes after listening to summarize what you heard in your own words, either out loud or mentally. It's a simple but very effective comprehension exercise.
And don't forget to enjoy the process, because when you make listening fun with stories, music, or topics you love, your brain learns faster and you're more motivated to keep going.
Exactly. Listening improves slowly, but every small effort counts. And over time, English stops sounding like noise and starts sounding like ideas and stories.
So, to everyone listening, find ways to practice listening that you enjoy, mix different activities, listen consistently, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
And remember to subscribe to Improve English with us, share to your friends, like the video, and feel free to comment if you have any questions or tips that help you practice listening. Your ideas might inspire someone else too.
That's right. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep listening, stay curious, enjoy small moments, and we'll see you in the next episode with more practical tips to improve your English naturally.